Hey guys, here with Jay. Tonight we're going to show you how to decon SCBAs properly. So we'll go through the procedure and that'll be it. Okay guys, so this is our new decon kit. It's a three-stage setup. So first stage is the pre-wash. So you fill that up with 10 gallons of water, and that's where you're going to take your SCBAs, place them in just to get them wet. Second one is your wash bin. So that's 10 ounce of Confidence Plus 10 gallons of water. That's where you're going to wash them. Do it nice and thoroughly, scrub them down. And then your third bin is your rinse, and that's going to be full of just clean water, and that's where you're going to rinse all the Confidence Plus off, all the debris, and then you're going to hang the stuff to dry. So we have some hand protection because the Confidence Plus is corrosive. We have some stiff bristle brushes, and then we have some rags. This is the Confidence Plus, so it's 1 ounce per gallon. So for this setup, it's 10 ounces. So you'll do this, fill this 10 times. So we'll go ahead and we'll finish filling our bins. We'll add the soap, and we'll show you how to decon an SCBA. So it's fairly easy, guys. You just put the hose in, take the nozzle off, and just wait till it hits the line. And once it hits the line, we'll just pinch the hose. We'll go shut her down. So now we're gonna add our Confidence Plus to the bin. You just tip it over until it reaches the line. And we'll do that 10 times in total. Thing we want to remember, guys, is to wear eye protection when we do this stuff, just because the chemicals are quite... I'm going to demonstrate how to pull out the nose piece. So you just basically grab a hold of it and just pull it out. And then once they're separated, you can throw them into the rinse bin. So we'll just go ahead and give them a quick rinse. And then from the rinse, they're going to go into the wash bin. So these masks have already been deconned quite heavily, so we're just going to do a quick little dunk. And then they're going to go into the rinse bin, so Jay's going to rinse them off. Make sure that all the soap's out of her, and then we're going to hang them to dry. Before we throw our pack in, guys, we're just going to make sure that our battery compartment's tight. So that's tight. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to dunk it in the rinse bin, and then we're going to move over to the wash bin, and then we're going to thoroughly scrub the entire setup. So ideally for this, guys, we're gonna do our gross decon on scene first. So we're gonna rinse everything down on scene, and then when we get back to the hull, we'll do our technical decon of the SCBA. So Jay's gonna scrub it down, getting into all the nooks and crannies. And if you guys notice any particularly heavily soiled areas, you really want to scrub those down quick, or quite well. That way we have clean packs to put back in the trucks. Because remember, not only do we go in the trucks, but members of the public, especially kids, like to jump in the back too. So we want to make sure our gear is clean as possible. The regulator is one of the most important parts too, guys, that we want to clean inside of, because obviously cross-contamination between each member using them. So this stuff also disinfects as well. So now that it's thoroughly washed, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put it in the rinse, and then we can use our microfiber cloths to just wipe everything down, making sure that we get all the solution off of the SCBA. Yeah. So now Jay's just wiping everything down, making sure that any residual debris has been removed and all the solution's been removed. That way the pack can be hung to dry. So sometimes what might happen if you're washing a lot of gear is your rinse bin will become discolored. So what we're going to do right now is we're just going to empty that water out, refill it, and then keep going. So the last thing we're going to do, guys, is we're going to wash our SCBA cylinders. One thing that we're going to be cognizant of is we don't want water entering in the valve, so we're going to do our best to keep the valve pointing up and out of the water. So luckily the tanks are pretty smooth surface, so debris and soot and stuff comes off relatively quick. If you have any tar or anything, you have to really scrub them down good. Potentially going to make a garbage can setup with brooms on the inside to clean these, but that'll be at a later time. Those ones there you basically just put in the center, spin it around, pull it back out, and there we go, and then we just leave those to dry. Last step is hang everything to dry. Make sure that all the belts and everything are hanging down, nothing's caught, and then we have all the SCBA cylinders drying, and then we have our masks drying as well. And as you can see, the rinse is discolored with a lot of floating debris, and then the wash bin's very discolored, and we did swap out the water in our rinse, but our rinse is cleaner than the two others, which is what we're looking for. So the final step after this, guys, is once the BAs are dry, we obviously want to performance test the BA before it goes back on the truck. So we have those BA checklists. It wouldn't be a bad idea for one person or two people to grab a checklist, come in, go through the entire pack, fill out the checklist, leave the checklist on the chief's door, and then put the packs back on the truck. If you have any questions on what to do to perform the SCBA inspection, just flip the sheet over, and there's step-by-step on every single box on the back of the sheet. So once we're done with everything, we want to just rinse all our equipment down, because we're going to be storing this this kit for the next time we use it. So just want to make sure that we're all rinsed out. All the solution, especially from the wash bin, has been removed from all our PPE, our brushes, etc. Just a quick rinse, nothing too fancy. So then we're just going to let this stuff dry. Once it's dry, we'll put it back together, and then we'll show you where we're going to store it, and it'll pretty well be stored all as a single unit. So once everything's done, we can stack all the bins together, put all of the supplies needed in it, and then for now we just have it sitting up here. So when we get another big working structure call, or we have to use our gear in any side of IDLH environment, you just grab the bin, fire it on the floor, and assign two people to wash all the BAs, and we're good to go. All the supplies are inside, so there's no guesswork. Right on, guys. Stay safe.